You're approaching your ab training all wrong. Here's why an elite athlete secret routine beats everything you're currently doing. Take it from this guy in his mid-50s who has abs and didn't see them until my late 40s. When I say late 40s, I mean like 49 and a half, right before I turned 50. And it has had thousands of complex cases over the last 14 years lead to the same outcome. Abs. Sometimes 6-packs, sometimes 4-packs, sometimes 2-packs, and sometimes just a flat stomach for the first time in your life. So I'm going to share with you a handful of holistic approaches to your health that lead to the abs that elite athletes seemingly get without much effort at all and have been doing so for years, but very, very few others really understand it. I would venture a guess that most elite athletes don't also understand and are following this approach merely for better athletic performance. And from my experience, it's really all the same. And that's why so few male Americans have abs and way, 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 way fewer females. The truth of the matter is that although abs are really optional for health, a flat stomach is not. A flat stomach indicates low levels of visceral adipose tissue, visceral fat, the fat in and around your organs, and implies low levels of inflammation and higher levels of cardiovascular health because of the lack of that visceral adipose tissue, visceral fat. And just a reminder, visceral adipose tissue is the fat in and around your organs, right around here in your stomach, and tend to, if you have lots of it, push out. I mean, you can even be really skinny, have skinny arms and legs and a flat butt. Oof, hopefully not a flat butt. And your stomach can stick way out because of that adipose tissue. It's the dangerous kind of fat. It's also the fat that goes away very, very quickly, which is shocking that anybody's carrying this stuff around because I've had it. It's uncomfortable to carry it around, but it goes away very, very quickly if you take the right steps. So the approach, especially if you're no longer 25, although, 25-year-olds today aren't really all that healthy like we used to be, like my generation was. We were perfect when we were in our 20s, and you are not, you 25-year-old. The approach is holistic in nature. Enter the wheel of health. What if I told you you can have a flat stomach in a month? And I'm assuming a lot about you right now by saying a month, and that may be a gross exaggeration. So to do so, your approach has to be holistic in nature. That doesn't mean complicated. However, you're not going to get there by doing crunches. That is not holistic. You're trying to target getting abs by doing a very specific exercise. Crunches will not get you abs. You get it? Crunches will not lead to abs. Also, the phrase that abs are made in the kitchen, it's not that simple either, and I'll show you why. Because this and most other videos tie together, if you'd like to continue building your knowledge of the human body along with practical applications to help affect change, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. But here's the thing. When I was 25, I read an article in Men's Health about how women thought abs were the sexiest part of the male physique. What did I do? I did crunches, of course. Lots and lots and lots of crunches. It didn't lead to my opinion. I learned all about how the body works to develop the opinion that crunches don't work, but I kept doing them because I believed that they would work, because if you opened up a Men's Health magazine and you looked at an article about abs, it was all about ab exercises to get abs, but they never lead to actual abs. Because that was pre-iPhone era, there's pre-iPhone era where nothing happened, and there's post-iPhone era where everything happened, and all the way up to my mid-40s, I don't have a lot of pics. I would love to share them with you. I've got a handful, but the pics I do have, they display a body that was built on crunches and other ab exercises. So you can see I didn't really get very far. Obviously, it didn't work. And every workout, by the way, I did back then, and a lot of people do today, finishes with the ab exercise. Yeah, I'm finishing with abs. I'm finishing with abs. The end of my workout is with abs. And I used to go to the gym like 6 days a week back then when I was young and single, just to work out. I thought I knew what I was doing, but I didn't measure anything. I was just doing the work, hoping that the outcome would be there, and felt like, oh, yeah, I feel like I'm getting bigger. I've got a pump. I got fatter as soon as I became a father 24 years ago. It's just a part of aging, I guess. That's what I told myself. And the elusive abs became even more elusive. So shrugged my shoulders and started giving up like we all do. Does that sound like you? It's okay. It happens to almost all of us. And since then, we've revealed, not built, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of abs over the years, most of which doesn't have much to do with ab exercises at all, and are also not completely diet related. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but today I have a full six pack. I'm really not. I didn't figure this out on my own. I had others surrounding me telling me what to do, and I just did it. And all of a sudden, after a while, I had abs. And if I'm warm enough, I actually have ab veins reaching up and across my ribs. Not my favorite thing, but it's just the way it is. I'm just really, really lean. And I don't try that hard to get abs because, number one, it's really not my goal. We have goals every 8 weeks. We have a new phase that's written for all of our students, including me. And my goal has never been to get abs. They just sort of come along for the ride with being optimally healthy, at least for men. And the second, the things I do are simply habit and they're integrated into my lifestyle. So it's not, again, like I'm trying to put a lot of effort into developing my abs. There is really no additional effort whatsoever. And much like the elite athletes you see with similar physiques, they're just really not trying to develop abs. Some of them maybe are, but it's not helping to the degree that they think. The other things that they're doing really is what's moving the needle. For me, having abs is merely entertaining because it's fun. It's novel. They're new to me. Like I said, I hadn't ever seen them until I was in my late 40s, almost 50. They're new. But looking down and seeing the separation of the bottom two abs, I have to admit, it's somewhat satisfying to have them, but I'm not going to put a lot of effort into them. And I'd be irresponsible, by the way, if I didn't make a comment about you, my female friend, and abs. So if you're not older and on HRT, women have to be very careful about this pursuit. And I'm not going to go into the details too much on this because it's quite complex. You can go ahead and check out our women's health webinar and the hormone replacement therapy interview with Dr. Gordon Gunn for more details. You'll see that in this channel. A young female athlete, let me just provide some more color around this. A young female athlete with abs has total body fat in the range of 14 to 20%. That's significantly higher than a young male athlete that has body fat percentages of 8 to 14%. Some women, if they're still on their cycle, when they get down to 20% body fat or 14, or somewhere in between 14 and 20% body fat, there are a lot of factors that affect this. They begin to lose energy, they lose their cycle, their menstrual cycle, and they start losing bone mineral density. It's not good. So if you're losing weight and start experiencing one of those two, perhaps you should consider backing off a bit because it may not be in the cards for you. Maybe a flat stomach is where you want to land from a health standpoint. Because 42% of adult women are over 30% body fat, you may have a long way to go before that's a problem. But I just want you to be aware, like, you don't want to have an unhealthy target to reach and be disappointed if you get to 16% body fat and you don't have a full six pack, but you also don't have your menstrual cycle and you may be compromising your bone density. Not cool. So women, you're just built to weather things much better than men are. And so you're much more complex hormonally. Men are simpler. As such, men can lose fat and go to lower body fat percentages much more quickly and easily. Like I said, the range of 8 to 14% for a young male athlete. And depending on how big you are, you'll start seeing your abs at the higher end of the range or even higher than 14%, maybe a 2-pack at 16%. There's a slight danger that men can experience as well in getting too lean that women will too. And that's the down regulation of your thyroid and then the ensuing cascade of deregulation of your sex hormones that come from that too. So men have to be careful. And if you start to have sort of like some irritability or your generally rosy outlook turns dim, maybe some anxiety, maybe some depression, you should go to see your doctor, get your sex hormones tested. And if you don't want to do that, just eat a little bit more and don't get so lean. Okay, to the solution, a holistic approach, lifestyle, exercise, nutrition, and stress management. I have 5 steps you need to take to get abs like an athlete. To explain, back to the wheel of health, we're going to start with lifestyle interventions. And these may feel kind of far out to you, but think about elite athletes like Aaron Rodgers and how he cares for his health. This is much the same for him. And this here YouTuber that you're looking at right here, it's the same thing for me too. Let's start with sleep. You must sleep well for abs because great sleep leads to better recovery on a cellular level. And because of that, 2 things happen. You're able to lose fat more quickly because of insulin sensitivity, and you're able to add muscle more easily because you're recovering. So losing fat and adding muscle because of better sleep is in part how athletes get it done. If you speak to an Olympic athlete or a pro athlete, sleep is the cornerstone to remaining elite. And if you really want to be healthy in total, and especially if you want to get abs, you have to sleep really well. And the biggest component of lifestyle interventions like sleep is consistency. Yeah, I know it's so basic. It's super boring. Health tends to be really boring because the foundations are the things that really matter, but you need to do them over and over and over again for them to have an impact on you. So you can't just sleep well one night. I think that's apparent to you. You have to commit to sleeping well from this point forward and into the future. And if you can't go from 6 hours in bed a night to 9, like an elite athlete, or even 10, maybe you can go from 6 to 6.5 hours to 6 hours and 45 minutes and 7 hours, so on and so forth, until you start expanding the amount of sleep you can get. So exercise, of course. I'm not talking about ab exercises. Exercise is very, very important to your abs, both in terms of developing them and body recomposition. So you don't really generally want big abs, or maybe you do. I mean, it's personal preference. Most people don't want a bigger waist. And if you do a lot of exercises for your abs and your obliques, the size of your waistline will literally get larger. And most just don't want that aesthetic. So the developing part of your abs really isn't the primary objective. It's the recomposition. And in my opinion, in consideration of time, I would just scrap those ab exercises. They're in my program. I just regularly don't do them, if that makes sense. If my workout goes too long, I just cut the end and I don't do the ab exercises. So I would scrap the ab exercises and move to full body, functional, complex movements like squats and deadlifts, exercises that train your whole body, that are much more taxing, and develop the biggest muscle groups on your body, your quads, your glutes, and your hamstrings. No one's getting really muscular by doing these types of exercises in the right way. I'm talking about training for function, not training like a bodybuilder, right? But by doing what I'm suggesting, you're going to put a little bit of muscle on and you're going to burn a lot of fat in the process. What I am suggesting from an exercise standpoint is that you train like an athlete. Here's the science behind that. Muscle is your largest organ, the largest organ in your body. Some people think it's skin. They're misinformed. So if you take that largest organ and make it slightly bigger because of how it helps with lowering inflammation and increasing insulin sensitivity, it will help you lose fat all over your body, especially your abs. That's what you're focused on. It won't do it preferentially, but you'll lose fat wherever your body likes to first lose fat. And eventually, if the last thing are your abs, you'll have to get really lean everywhere else first. Then you'll start losing that fat around your abs, but you have to lose the fat. That's why I said we don't build abs, we reveal them. They don't actually need to get any larger. They just need to be stripped of the fat that's covering up your beautiful, sexy abs. So if you're doing those things right now, those functional movements, put a tremendous amount of strain on your midline, getting you prepped for being more athletic. Engaging your midline to the degree it needs to be engaged is an entirely different video. And in doing so, you're effectively training your abs without causing the dysfunction that some ab exercises can actually create, especially how I see those ab exercises performed in a commercial gym. I mean, I just have to sometimes cover my eyes. I generally don't go to them. Also, not technically exercise, walking is technically in the lifestyle category, an exceptional way in which to, in a low stress environment, lose fat while maintaining muscle, which is a critical component of getting abs. Nutrition. Yes, I mean, what you eat is critical. However, if you have some sort of gut problem like IBS, you may not be absorbing the nutrients you should. And that's a big problem. A bunch of wasted groceries from Whole Foods. You don't want to waste your money at Whole Foods. So our team recommends doing a stool test, and when it's performed, you'll identify opportunities to enhance and optimize your gut health, and therefore it'll improve your ability to absorb the nutrients that you're spending so much of your hard-earned dollars on. And within the nutrients category, you're going to need a lot of protein. A great starting point is somewhere between where you are, which is probably not ideal, and 1 gram of protein per ideal body weight in pounds. That's the goal, but you may be so far off from it that it seems out of reach. Just head in that direction. You don't need to be there in the morning, by the way. just make sure you're going down that path, because most people forget about this concept called the thermic effect of protein. And what that means is that roughly 25 to as much as 35% of the calories in protein are needed to merely break down and absorb the protein. It takes a lot of energy. So it's calorically expensive. And by that, I mean it's expensive from an energy standpoint. It's sort of like walking without actually having to do the walking. You won't even have to think about burning calories, as you're using a lot of energy just when you eat the protein. And then if you trigger the muscle protein synthesis process and add a little muscle via that same mechanism, it becomes a fat loss accelerator, because by eating it, you burn calories and you add muscle. You add muscle, you drop inflammation, and you increase insulin sensitivity. Wow. It's all triggered by both weight training and protein. Then voila, abs. One more thing related to nutrition and getting that flat stomach in a month. You have to stop eating high inflammatory foods like processed foods, seed oils, gluten for most people, dairy for most people, and you have to stop drinking alcohol. I mean, come on. If you want abs, you can't drink alcohol. Last but not least, you have to get your stress management under wraps, the mental component of being an elite athlete. This is probably the least considered and the most challenging to get under control, but is directly and heavily related to your abs. You know, those beautiful little bumps that are just beneath the surface. You can feel them, but you can't see them. Here's one of my favorite approaches for that: mindfulness meditation. Yes, it's basic and it takes time, but to become truly acquainted with your thought patterns and your self-limiting beliefs, this is a must-have behind revealing your abs. You must know your thoughts to determine which you want to keep and which you want to drop and let fall into your past, some of which are preventing you from taking the right steps to get your abs. Very common to have that kind of internal dialogue. Just have that one drink, eat that one cookie, eat that piece of cake, eat that bag of potato chips. The process of mindfulness meditation not only enables you to develop greater sense of self-awareness, but when you're doing it, you'll spend some time in a parasympathetic state. This is the rest and digest half of the autonomic nervous system. When you're in this state of being, you can rebuild your body, which is important for adding muscle and losing fat, which is important to, of course, reveal your abs. Further, it'll lead to better mental resilience, which is a key component of great athletes like Aaron Rodgers, enabling you to do the basic things very well over and over and over again, with the belief that you're actually going to be successful at some point in the future. Without that, you just never get there. So imagine you're at peace with where you are. Take a deep breath with me. Enjoy the holistic approach to revealing your abs. And as a result, just keep doing these 5 basic things over and over again. Sleep better, exercise with compound strength training movements 3 times a week at the start, probably never really more than 4 into the future. Walk more, eat more protein, and meditate. I know it sounds simple, but that's the way athletes do it. And that's the way this non-athlete YouTuber does it right here, who is just like you. Another big obstacle to getting abs or even a flat stomach are hormones. Sometimes can be a brick wall between where you are and where you want to be. So if you're interested in getting that checked out, you should take a look at my recent YouTube video on TRT. It's testosterone replacement therapy. It was designed for men, but the message applies to women too, who have more circulating or higher levels of circulating testosterone in their body than estrogen. Go ahead and check that video out and take your health to the next level. By the way, I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm merely directing you to that video. And when you watch that video, you may want to go see your doctor and get actual medical advice, not from a YouTuber.